Good morning and welcome to Thursday's Early Morning Intuitive Guidance. I'm Dr. Bonnie Nussbaum here with some words of wisdom to start your day off well. And we have another section from Outrageous Openness today. Interesting because that book hasn't popped up 2 days in a row for a long time. So I think that's kind of an interesting thing to note. So as always, let's start with the breath. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. Is it finally raining by you? It is here. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. I actually upended all my plants yesterday. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. Except for the mums, because they're seasonal. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. And I was absolutely amazed at how dry everything was. Even though I've been watering, dry, dry, dry. So a good soaking for the next couple of days by Mother Nature is a wonderful thing. We'll see how it all turns out. So, how are you on this fine Thursday? There's Ruth Ann. Good morning, good morning. You're the first one popping on. And there is Miss Cindy. Good morning, good morning. Everybody's starting to find me now. There's Beth. Good morning. Good morning, my practical rebels popping in here. This is good. This is good. And I think this chapter that we're going to read is really useful for things that are going on right now, the election stuff, etc. And all it dredges up. I think this will be a good reading for today. Good morning. Happy Halloween. Yes, 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 it is. I don't pay much attention to that anymore because I don't have little kids. No grandkids, no nothing. And this neighborhood is not, I'm thinking it's going to be changing though, because we now have a new baby beside us and we have toddlers behind us. Good morning, Abigail. So this was a neighborhood that in my era was filled with kids, and then we all grew and left, and some of us have returned. But now there's young families coming in, and so we get some little squeaky voices again in the neighborhood. So that's kind of cool. So I'm just feeling the call. Let's do a little tapping right here. Hello, Linda. Just breathing deeply and easily. Stirring everything to move. Good morning, Brenda. Hopefully you have a better signal today than yesterday. We shall see. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. Just kind of shaking off the sleep from last night. I have to tell you, I got new pillows. Oh my goodness. Slept like a log. Fabulous pillows. So, good morning, Joe Neal. Welcome. Glad you are here. Outrageous Openness. Tosha Silver. Letting the divine take the lead. And for this section, I want you to be thinking about where yet in your life are you holding a grudge? Where have you not let go of something completely? It might be an old divorce. It might be a business deal gone bad. It might be someone from church or from work who's just a thorn in your side, but somewhere where there's something about which you feel resentment yet. Because, a little fruit fly, because I think today's reading is going to be helpful with that. So, for those of you who have the book and like to follow along, Chapter 8, page 97 in my book. I know some of the books have different pages. Hello, Linda. Welcome from down under. Glad you're here. Welcome, welcome. So again, today, we have a variety of people rolling in. Love this. I have my regulars. I have people who pop in once in a while. People who haven't seen for a long time. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Welcome to all of you. This one is called The Karma Torch. The Karma Torch. And the quote is by Carl Jung. And many of you have heard this. Really take it in with the intuitive part of your hearing. What you resist persists. What you resist persists. So if you keep fighting it, it's going to not only stick around, likely to grow. Think about that with regard to war. A little Dr. Bonnie before sleep. Fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. Hopefully it gives you some interesting thoughts and some cleansing thoughts, some opportunities to smudge away some of the stuff that no longer serves. No longer serves. Hello, Susan. Haven't seen you in a while either. Awesome. And we're up to my magic number 8. Gotta love it. All right. So listen with the intuitive part of yourself. What do I need to glean from this? And I worked with 2 clients yesterday where this was actually part of the theme. My client Julie kept calling about brutal, endless divorce proceedings she was in. Hello, CJ. Welcome. Glad you're here. She claimed all she wanted was to be done and never lay eyes on her soon-to-be ex again. But she fixated on him like a crazed stalker. Thank you, Cindy, for posting the Carl Jung quote. Even driving past his apartment to peer in the windows at night. She funneled him constant hatred and resentment. Can you see how that welds her to him? When you have that kind of a valence going, you're locked in. You're not letting go of anything at that moment. I mentioned that her outrage kept her as karmically bound as when they first married, even preventing the divorce. Plus, the anger encircled her like a blazing ring of fire that blocked all good. It doesn't just impact that situation, it infects other circumstances in your life. Think about that. Think about that, including any potential new partner. How could anyone enter without getting third-degree burns? Ironically, negative emotions leash us to the very people we say we long to escape. So just kind of survey in your mind. Who does that indicate that you are karmically welded to at this point? Who have you not let go of? What circumstances, what they done me wrongs have you not let go of? They create the likelihood that we will magnetize them back again for another round through our sheer attachment in this life or another. Or they draw new folks who are astonishingly close mimics of the old. I got to the point early in my dating career, hello Diane, glad you're here, where I started asking a specific question because every single one of them had that same pattern. And I thought, why not ask on the front end, see if it's there? And then was amazed when it was. So that ended that. Okay, done, thanks, bye. Let's see. You know, I'm a true spiritual pragmatist. I've forgiven so many people all kinds of nutty stuff this lifetime just for peace of mind and happiness. You're setting yourself free. Doesn't matter what happens with them. They're not getting scorched by your karma at this point. You are. You are. You're the one who pays the price for this, not them. Different than condoning hurtful actions, forgiveness simply sets you free. It's that basic. Forgiveness simply sets you free. I love that. However, release doesn't always come automatically, especially if the ego has forged an identity out of how you done me wrong. So here's a plan I shared with Julie. It releases all forms of toxic emotional ties, especially hurt and anger. So these are the steps that you go through. First one, write a letter that won't be sent. Let yourself say absolutely everything you ever wished you to say to that person, even things you did say. Reiterate them, repeat them in the letter. I always call it throwing up in the letter. Just throw up everything that's sitting inside you. Write and write and write without restraint or editing. Swear, scream, defame, curse, whatever it takes. Don't stop until you're really done. Julie wrote over 30 pages. She had a lot of karma there. Step 2. Burn the letter. It's not a letter to be sent. You burn the letter. Step 3. Take a bath of strong Epsom salt water. Feeling as you soak that all negative attachments to this person are being pulled from your body and energy field. As the water goes down the drain, imagine everything else goes too. If no tub, showers can work with a salt scrub. And the sweet spot is about 20 minutes. You soak for about 20 minutes, pulls all of this yuck from you. Next step, burn sage or any cleansing herb such as cedar or frankincense. Bring the smoke through your whole body from head to toe. I usually do this thing, kind of sweeping it over the top. I like doing the bottoms of my feet because that's where I ground Mother Earth, and I don't want that mucked up with this stuff. Okay? Let's see. Bring the smoke through your whole body from head to toe, front to back. Imagine any final psychic cords attaching to you melting away. They're like ropes of energy that bind us to people. You'll feel them leave. I oftentimes do a cord cutting ceremony with clients when they're stuck on some of this stuff. Release any pictures, letters, or objects from the person that fill your home. These hold their psychic prana or energy, making it much harder to cut free. They may even reattach cording if you dwell on them. Let them go. There was one story in here where she talked about someone having a very expensive, hi Bonnie, nice to see you, a rug that this person had bought, the individual who, and needed to get rid of that rug, get it out of the house. So when you buy secondhand, one of the things you might want to do is you ceremonially wash it, or you smudge it with sage or whatever, but cleanse someone else's energy out of it so it's fresh for you. Let's see. Next one is pray for closure. Ask the universe to let you completely release this matter. Ask to be able to forgive the past and be carried to a new time. A version of the prayer could be, this entire relationship now belongs to divine order. It is in God's hands, and I am open to a miracle of completion. The situation now unfolds in the perfect way for the good of all. I needn't fear letting go. My needs are always met. And forgiveness to me requires stepping into a higher order of thinking. A lower vibration thought process is, but if I forgive them, then it's like I'm saying it's okay. No. That's not at all what you're saying. What you're saying is, I am no longer willing to carry this burden around with me. I free you to your path, and I free myself to my path. Done with it. Done with it. And then the next one is send blessings to them and to yourself. This one can be tough, but it is actually the most important. See each of you moving on. Be willing to see them at peace. Sending them blessings ironically breaks any attachment once and for all. I was actually riding with a friend of mine at one point, and someone cut us off, and he was in a bad mood, and so he hollered, "Bless you on your way, motherfucker." And I'm like, I don't think it works that way. Yes, and it says, and it has nothing to do with condoning any ways they hurt you. It simply means you bless them nonetheless and are done. If you feel stuck, you can pray for the willingness to do this. It will come. Think about Jesus. He's on the cross and he's saying, forgive them for they know not what they do, right? That's power. Hello, Melanie. Glad you are here. Welcome, welcome. So this may be one of these chapters that because of how we've been trained societally, we need to reread and reread and reread. So you might want to listen to this over and over until it begins to energize your brain that this is the way to go. This is the way to go. So here's the last paragraph. Julie had such a force field of fury about this guy, she repeated the process 3 full times until she felt complete. A week later, he wrote, suddenly agreeing to many concessions that he had been stubbornly resisting. Her new destiny could begin. One of the tools that I use when I'm working with clients, because I can feel this energy, right? I can feel the resistance when I plant an idea. Well, what about this? And I get, you can just feel it energetically. And then we can certainly fish around in there verbally. Okay, so I'm sensing the resistance. Feel into yourself. What do you notice? Where do you feel this sits? Where in your body is this? Scan your body from head to toe. Where does this sit? So yesterday, I'll just pick one of the people I worked with yesterday. It was sitting in here. That was where she felt it. And as we worked, it began to center in her heart, basically in her heart. So focusing on that, breathing into that, being curious about that, not judging it, Wonder what this is. Wonder what this has to tell me. And then you can ask, what would you like me to know? What's most important for me to know? And you just breathe and listen. And for those of you who are skeptical about this, you might hear crickets to begin with because you've got your own resistance to the process. But really, what do you have to lose? What do you have to lose by trying this? Nothing. Nothing. Sometimes it's helpful to write it out. So you write the question with one hand. Okay, I'm feeling this in my left shoulder. Left shoulder, what do you have to tell me? Put the pen in the other hand. Left shoulder responds. You ask another question, left shoulder responds. And you keep going until you feel like you have some information that's useful, resolution that presents itself, etc. Again, I can't overestimate the value of breathing. You'll find yourself holding your breath as you're doing this kind of a process because, again, there's resistance to change. I don't want to let go of my mad at him. I want to hang on to this forevermore. It's toxically poisoning me from the inside out, but I don't want to let it go. Take a look at it. What do you stand to lose by letting it go? What are you thinking you're gaining by hanging on to it? It might be that self-righteous indignation of I've been done wrong. How is that serving you? How is that serving you? Sometimes people will come to the place where they'll go, well, then I actually have to feel the sadness about the loss of this relationship. Yep, that might be what you have to do. What do we need? What do you need in order to be ready, willing, and able to feel the sadness about the loss of this relationship instead of the anger over how it went down? So you just work with it. You just work with it. Oh, and I wanted to mention, next week I'm going to launch my annual, the month of November. I usually put on special some of my coaching stuff for Black Friday. So Black Friday at midnight is the end of the sale, but I'll be putting up some stuff so that people can, oh, good. I'm glad it was helpful there. Awesome. Hope you sleep very well. This is good. Because again, this kind of stuff merely poisons us. It doesn't impact the people we're angry with. It poisons us, right? And we are valuable enough. We are invaluable. We need to reclaim our peace of mind. We need to reclaim our peace of mind. So anyway, I will have my Black Friday specials up as of next week sometime. So those of you who'd like to try some coaching, it'll be on special for the month of November. That doesn't mean you have to use the sessions in November. You can use them whenever you want to use them, but you purchase them in November. So I'd like you to think about your mission for today, should you choose to accept it, is I'd like you to think about that karma that you're hanging on to with people where you're unwittingly welded to them through the negativity. The people who irritate you, the people who've hurt your feelings, people who've pissed you off, all that stuff. Let's clean a bunch of that up. And actually, the title of the entire chapter is When in Doubt, Clean. So that's what we're doing. We're clearing out that karma torch. Have an awesome day. We'll see you again tomorrow. Remember, you are capable of far more than you think you are, including cleaning up this old karmic garbage that trails behind you like a dead weight. Bye-bye.